it seems blatantly obvious that we're still in the midst of the interaction of genocidal operations through technology and philanthropy, and that it's something that people are doing because they're addicted to, not because other people accept it, and not because they can, because that's wrong thinking and that's wrong speaking. Or let's look at the meaning of the word God since the crucifixion, and how the meaning of the word God has transcended the old meanings of the word God before Jesus, through the Roman Empire, explained, Genesis, God's omnipotent and omnipotent. God is not a human being. God is not a person. The omnipotent essence of all existence, it cannot all be contained by one human being, right? We all know that. And so when Jesus explains this to the Romans, you can't get together in a large murdering group and elect your murdering idiot, head of your murdering idiot. It's God. That's insane. It's just like those crazy batshit Babylonians and crazy batshit Egyptians. You need to quit. I talk this way. Get over it. And so, so when you understand the meaning of the word God in modern context since the crucifixion, and people, that's 2,025 years ago. Yeah, I know. Do you know how old the planet is according to scientific research and studies and estimations? Okay. So the meaning of the word God, we have human beings, 10,000 years in civilization, humans have been walking around. We have archaeological evidence to prove that they were walking around and having sex and drinking and eating way before that. Okay, so 2,025 years. We're talking about a modern understanding of the word God. Okay, that people obviously tried to have an understanding. Okay, of greater than self. And and the way the scientific community most likely sees it, this is just from my observation, analysis, and processing from the way they're behaving and engaging and treating one another, as they think that prayer is dictated by satellites, okay, which is not true. Okay. It's not true at all. Okay. Satellites fuck it up more than they help it, okay? Because they did not have satellites in times of prophecy, and the other things that we have the documentation about people. They didn't have satellites, okay? They didn't have satellites during the Book of Daniel time. Okay, so what they're thinking is, okay, well, this guy talks to that. No, that was Herschel Steinschneider, and Herschel Steinschneider was killed by Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. And it says so in the Book of Daniel. Okay, so the Book of Daniel is communication, okay, from Daniel. Okay, yes, I know, I understand. Okay, that Gabriel's at the end of the Book of Daniel because of me reading the Book of Daniel and connecting to the Book of Daniel, and you guys had to spoon feed me Herschel Steinschneider because I didn't know who Herschel Steinschneider was. Okay, and I get that, I understand that. Okay. But just because you do the research with technology to connect the dots on the signals doesn't mean that I pay attention to people and share memories with them when they're lost. Okay, when they're not lost, everybody focuses on Jesus, and he's real easy to focus on, and he's real easy to talk to when you're the one in molecular structure that is this consistent spirit of that man. Same with David, same with John. Okay, but with Herschel Steinschneider, no, he was lost. It says so in the Book of Daniel, right? Do you understand? Okay. And when we're no longer lost is during the apocalypse, which is when early birds born just outside their Trinity site in Las Cruces, New Mexico, July 19th, 1966, there, doop-dop-diddly-doo, ho-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so we got this time right. Guys, I have this woman in my head, and she's a total pain in my ass, but sometimes I do appreciate her. But after I go to the doctor and get the stuff for disability, I will focus on less processed sugars. I've known that for a while, Jennifer. If you guys all stood up for the Lord's Prayer, would you be giving me this medical advice? Okay. And if I was living in the Gila by 2020, wouldn't I be able to, living where they're not spraying Roundup on me and have all these psychotic murdering idiots driving their cars and motorcycles around me, and we all stopped debt and trespass and excessive compulsive behaviors and toxic behaviors through industrialization? Don't you think I'd be able to eat a little bit more dark chocolate and peanut butter there? Yeah, and be able to work it off because I wouldn't have to be expelling toxins out of my body at a rapid rate, and my stress levels would be like way better, and I would have affection and sexuality too. So, a lot of this advice that your professional friends are telling you to give me, turn around and tell them fuck off and stand up for Loris Parsons. Okay, Jenny Lenny Lopez, you little cutie booty pie? Okay. No, you tell the coconuts I said hi. No, you tell the kids I said hi. No, you do it. Okay. I don't want to bother the kids. They're good kids. They don't give me all kinds of medical advice from assholes. I like them. They're just... Max has an excellent sense of humor, and Emmy is a sensitive sweetheart that reminds me a lot of my Emmy. She really does. She's a very sensitive kid. She gets very emotional. She hates people being abused. And it makes her she's really sweetheart, but just don't want to piss her off, or she'll snatch you bald on the back of the couch. Get this bitch off me. No, I like her a lot. She's a real sweetheart. She's a sweet kid. Because Emmys are the sweetest, the sweetest. Emmys are the sweetest, are so sweet. Emmys are sweet. I love Emmys. So yeah, I like her a lot. And Max has a maximum sense of humor, and I tell you, man, his cartoon and goofy voices have gotten... he's really improved, When he was little, they were adorable. They were all kind of the same. Wait, which one are you trying to do? No, I get it. Okay, yeah. He's funny. But he's so funny, he likes to make people laugh, and he's just funny. I adore the kid. I completely adore him. He's a lot of fun. He reminds me in a lot of ways of my Noah with trying to make people laugh and keep them laughing and stuff. He's a funny kid. He's a funny kid. They've had a sheltered life and been protected a lot more from military intel abuse than Emily or Noah. And I think everybody in their, it's when you give a kid a sheltered life and then you say, oh, I'm a better parent than you, my kids are better than yours. It's like, yeah. Wow, that Rockefeller and that Rothschild, they sure slammed your guys' little egos into hell, didn't they? Think you're ever coming out? Okay, you see what I'm saying? You just got to understand David Rockefeller and Philip Rothschild. Apparently, they were a lot alike. Apparently, they got together and were like, these people, you cannot fix them. Fuck them. Let's just lock them all in hell with us. It was too late for them. That's what they think. But it's not true. It's never too late to get up and do the right thing and find a way to make sure that it happens. And I think they were putting too much effort into, too much addiction. That's a better way to say it. Too much addiction into being what they thought was right and into getting back at others for challenging them or crossing them. And they didn't put enough effort and compassion and mercy into faithfully loving. Thanks. Hi, Max and Emmy. Yeah. Thanks for talking to Mom. I like you too. Okay. They're good kids. Okay, because I'm going to go. Now, when I have a prayer connection, I roll with it. I don't sit there and say, they're just fucking with my head. I believe in my prayers. And if you don't, that's your prerogative. Okay, guys? Michael Jackson, they said it on that movie about the security guard, really liked that song by Bobby Brown. It's a prerogative. You have the right to an opinion, okay? But your opinion, you don't have the right to abuse others with your opinion. I am the way, truth, and life. None is the faith of the Father except done through me. All right? Okay, guys, I love you very much. All right? Peace out.